and welcome to installing VMware vFabric Hyperic Agent. We'll be installing the agent on a CentOS 6.3 system that's been installed with the basic server profile. It's also had all the software updates applied as well as VMware tools installed. In nearly all cases, you'll be installing the Hyperic Agent on a system that already has a vFabric product like TC Server or SQL Fire installed. So the yum repos have already been added, and you won't have to do that for this installation. Notice when we execute yum search vFabric, it returns a list of available modules that have vFabric in the name. The one we're interested in is vFabric Hyperic Agent. So we type yum install vFabric Hyperic Agent, return. It's going to prompt us if we want to download the packages to install. We say yes, return. It downloads the packages and then runs RPM to install them. And the installation is complete. So let's see exactly what the install did. If we cd to opt Hyperic, we'll see a directory there, a Hyperic HQEE agent, as well as HQ plugins, which is a separate directory for storing the Hyperic plugins. Another thing that it does is set up an init.d script Hyperic HQEE agent so that the Hyperic agent is restarted at system boot time. And if we run the check config command, we'll see that it's configured to start in run states 2 through 5. If you install the Hyperic agent from the RPM, it does not include Java. It presupposes that you already have Java installed, at least the JRE, and that you've set the Java home environment variable to the root of that directory. If we look at the etc init.d script, Hyperic HQEE agent, we'll see that there's a variable user, which is the user that this process will be run as, which in this case is Hyperic. So we're going to go ahead and go start the agent manually for the first time because there's some values that need to be typed in interactively. So we'll su to the Hyperic user and then execute the hqagent.shell script with the argument start. It tells us that the agent is running. The first question is whether communications should be unidirectional. We accept the default, which is no. We're then asked for the HQ server IP address, so we enter the IP address of the system on which we've previously installed the HQ server. When it asks us if agent communications should be secure, we take the default of yes, so it uses SSL, as well as the default port of 7443. It then prompts us for the HQ login. The default is HQ admin, and we enter the password, which, unless you've changed it, is also HQ admin. When it prompts us for the IP address and port on which HQ server should use to contact this agent, we can accept the defaults. And finally, since we're using a self-signed certificate instead of one issued by a certificate authority, it asks us if we're sure we want to use that certificate for SSL communications. We can then run the hqagent.shell command with the status argument, and it tells us the agent is running and gives us some information about the parameters it's using to run. Now that the agent is installed and running, let's see how it looks on the Hyperic server. We browse to the host name of the Hyperic server with port 7080 and log in with user HQ admin and the HQ admin password, which defaults to HQ admin. If we look in the auto discovery portlet, we see the host name of our system that we installed the agent on, CentOS 63.1, as well as the two servers that the Hyperic agent detected, the HQ agent itself and Postfix. We're only interested in monitoring the HQ agent, so we select it and click Add to Inventory. Once that's done, we can select Postfix and say Skip Checked Resources so that the Postfix process will not be included in the monitored servers of our system CentOS 63-1. We can then go to the Resources tab and click Browse to see the list of resources currently being monitored by this Hyperic server, which in our case is just the system we've added the agent to, CentOS 63-1. If we click on that system, we see a list of the platform metrics that are collected for it, as well as the other servers that the agent is monitoring. At this point, you'll want to configure the metric collection of the new resources to suit your needs. At any rate, We've achieved our goal of installing and configuring the Hyperic Agent so that it successfully communicates with the Hyperic server.